Hi guys, I'm going to talk about Tanzania and why I think um, it's not moving up at the moment. Um, First of all, we don't have an automotive industry. Cars have been around since the 1900s everywhere else in the globe, and we should have gotten a piece of that pie by now if we had good leadership and we had engineers that were bold enough to try it. We would have been manufacturing a few parts. Ghana is already having its own assembly line for cars. And I wouldn't say Ghanaians are smarter than Tanzanians by any stretch of the imagination. It's just people being bold and actually doing stuff and getting it done. You're doing something. In mainly, it's that automotive industry and also locomotive industry. I mean, we're having Chinese companies, Chinese engineering coming in and contributing to the national debt. It's probably going to affect your tax invoice at the end of the year. Um, Coming in and building the trains for us. Why haven't there been more bold engineers since '63 when the University of Dar es Salaam was opened? Why haven't people gone into STEM, and why aren't we seeing the benefits of STEM? And why isn't the government investing more in STEM? And we practically had a science and technology building erected, and I've been here 20 years now. I've never seen that building, and I don't see the benefits that we've reaped from STEM whatsoever. And also, the number three would have to be naval industry. Now, my friend's dad, he builds ships, but he's a Dutchman, and I guess we have about hundreds of kilometers of shoreline bound on our eastern boundary. We have the Indian Ocean, and we're not benefiting at least as much as we should on, on controlling that sea trade, that trade route. And I'm not sure why there aren't more shipbuilders. It's not for lack of natural wood, guys. It's not for a lack of wood. I'll say that for sure. Another thing that I want to talk about was the electronics and technology, and this is something that everybody kind of picked up on. There's no electronic boom, no tech. We're not just a technologically minded species. We're not taking an interest, or we're not really leading ourselves into a particular field. You can't always follow, because the advantage of technology is that you be a leader in some particular area, and you can't be a sheep and follow someone else, because I mean that the basic idea is that that person be a leader in that particular area, and that's the only way they can kind of get financial gain, is if they benefit personally from it. Uh, and then the third area would have to be the mining and metals processing. Country's richest businessman has made his fortune in a really short time, and again, he's also a foreigner, just by being a mining contractor. But plenty of local miners, and people are just not getting into this business, not monetizing their NRs, their natural resources. Not sure why. Mining and metals processing, we export tons of metals. I mean, if we could control that trade, we could have perfect legislation. The previous minister, concerning those natural gases, well, basically natural gas, energy, and natural resources, I believe. I'll have to research that and get back. Uh, he didn't do much on the policies. I'm not sure why he's playing little little baby here. I don't know why he's not really being a man and taking control of an industry that could seriously do some damage. If you could really control that trade, and impose, and by that I mean impose proper tariffs, and have a plan that will make the entire nation feel the benefits of those precious metals that are being exported right now in groves, by the way. And the fourth industry would have to be the chemical engineering industry. It's very young. It's very young. I mean, if the president really knows what he's doing, he will totally kind of put a lot of energy and get enough traction to get this industry going. Have at least one or one industry, but make sure you have at least one, and it's running, and you just massively exporting and trading nationwide and across other African nations in this geographical area. I think we could get a lot of momentum. I really do.